What's up, you guys? In today's video, I'll be reacting to a very well-known Looksmaxer, K Shammy, and his guide and I guess advice that he gave on online dating. I might be a little bit critical here because I think I have the right to do so. The same exact way he would have every single right to, make a reaction or criticize me if I was to go on and make a Looksmaxing guide or advice video. You know what I'm fucking saying? So let's get right into this shit. All right, here we go. Let's get it.
I didn't see you guys there. Sorry about that. Welcome to my How to Fraud series, and we're starting off with online dating. When I say fraud, I mean how to maximize that asset in a way that no one else can. This is information that I wouldn't even teach my close friends. So you're really getting something really valuable of mine here, and I want you to use it with caution. Don't get too carried away. It's going to work immensely well, especially if you're above high tier normie or around that. Okay, you can fraud to that degree, but it's going to work best for high tier normies. It's all about online presentation, of course. So as long as you don't have too many failures, you'll be good. And even if you're below high tier normie, you're still going to benefit from this. The first step is setting up your dating profile. This is really universal. It's going to work on Hinge, Bumble, and Tinder. So I want you to use all three. I highly recommend Hinge though, because it's going to take less time out of your day. Your matches are going to be a whole lot less. But
Great advice. Yeah, the best dating app right now, as far as quality goes, it's Hinge by far.
Hinge, Bumble, and Tinder. Now, setting up your profile, you need 4 to 5 photos.
You see, a real motherfucker, even if they're white, they're on Chispa, BLK, and the list goes on.
You want to have one photo where you're a kid.
Okay, that's bad advice. A kid photo, I know where he's going to go with this. It's lighthearted. It's going to make you look less threatening, etc., which there's truth to that. Here's the thing, though. Going the lighthearted approach only really works if you have a masculine dominant presence. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look like a fucking dork and a soy boy, and then you have a picture of you like smiling, throwing a peace sign, you're just gonna look like a homosexual. But on the other hand, if you can demonstrate polarity in a really, really attractive manner, as in being a masculine looking guy, no offense to K Shammy here, he's not the most masculine looking guy, it is what it is. But anyways, if you look masculine, if you have good frame, if you will, and then you could also tap into a more playful, lighthearted, less threatening look, that's actually very attractive. But doing that through having a picture of you as a kid, lame as fuck. Just do it like you as an adult, smiling, for example. I'll put a picture on the screen of what this could look like.
If you're a gym cell, don't post yourself at the gym.
Really good advice.
If you have a physique, you want it to appear effortless. You don't want to be rubbing.
Wow, really good advice. I mean, I expect that advice from him, right? But that is really good advice. A lot of guys fuck this shit up. And guys with bad physiques are in the gym taking flex photos. Like, if you're gonna do a flex photo in the gym, you better at least look fucking great. But yeah, if you have an awesome physique, show it off in the least try-hard way possible.
You see that you have a good physique, and it's going to impress her that you're not all about it.
Dude, it's very unattractive to girls if you are a gym cell. I've said this a million times. Because the typical guy that's like in the gym drinking a protein shake, meal prepping, those guys get no bitches. And bitches know that. And bitches don't like motherfuckers that get no bitches. You know what I'm saying? They're not pre-selected.
Even if you're 10 out of 10, you should be gesture maxing on your profile. You want to be making jokes like them.
Yeah, but together we could delete this thing. Like, that's so bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and make them not so cheesy. But
I'll fall for you if you push me over. Like, that's so bad, bro. Like, the message is pretty good so far. But the actual messenger, I don't think is an actual credible source. It doesn't have that much EXP, if I'm just being honest.
Next up, you want to round up your height. I'm 179 centimeters. I claim 5'11". Easy.
Also good advice. I'm 6 foot. I'll claim 6'1" on a dating app. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Wear insoles if it's that big of a deal, but you can hold up that height.
No, don't even wear insoles, bro. It's actually a good joke with the girl when you meet her in real life. She's like, "You're not actually 6'1". Oh my god. I'm like, "Yeah, I am, bitch. I'm actually 6'2". No, you're not. And it's a little play fight, play argument. You get the fucking point.
You don't want to have too much on your profile that's going to put girls off. Don't put your astrology sign or anything that's going to put the girl off. You want to give them less reasons.
Yes. Actually, very good advice. Motherfuckers, I remember I got a bio from a motherfucker one time. And this dude wrote an entire essay in his bio, wrote down all of his interests, his fucking horoscope sign, his grandma's birthday. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You know what that shows when you put a bunch of shit in your bios? It shows that you're trying to sell yourself to the girl. I'm so awesome and you should date me because of X, Y, and Z. What you should actually do is disqualify yourself through your profile. So confident that you want girls to actually swipe left on you. So one of your pals could be like, or one of your boss could be like, swipe left on me, I'm a cheater.
On Hinge, you want to be liking their worst photos. The photos where their insecurities are showing, where it's really close up on her face, or something about her body that she doesn't like. You want to be liking that photo because it's going to work.
No, that's not actually good advice, G. You want to know why? Because this is what every guy does, thinking that they're so clever and so high IQ. Oh, I'm going to go through Jessica's photos and I'm going to pick the one that no other guy liked. That's going to show her that I noticed the little things. Give me a fucking break, dude. I'm not signing up to be some like fucking hero that makes her feel good about herself. You're showing off your ass in a bikini. That's what I like. That's what I want to see when I see you.
So, give her a reason to reply back. Instead of just saying, hey, that's too dry, say, hey, B. You can also...
Oh my god, bro. This guy just thinks he made up some revolutionary shit by not saying hey and saying hey, B. He didn't even put an effort to act like he was an expert when it comes to text game.
You can say hey B, or you can go with these. These are one-liners that are really good. It's gonna give them a reason to respond back.
Let's see.
My type is a really good one. You can use that on any girl. You know.
This is so bad, man. My type? That's so simpy, G. This is equivalent to sliding into a girl's DMs and saying like, you're so beautiful. If there's no game here or seduction here, actual attraction building through, texting. This is where the video is getting a little bit bad now.
I love your face. This one's a bit hard to get away with.
Wow.
Like, oh, you're so pretty and all this stuff. You're so beautiful. Can you be my girl? No, you say, I love your face. It's so like, it's direct.
That's a really good game, actually. Wow, well done. Wow, I wonder if he's seen some of my content. Because I've made this point early on in my content career. How when you compliment a girl, it has to be like this. Just direct, bold, and unique in the sense of like, I love your long, sexy torso. I love your face. I love that big forehead.
Flashback. When you give a girl a compliment, it's gonna be cringe. What you don't want to do is say some basic corny shit like, you look so beautiful. Right? You want to say something that's kind of like weird and unique. Especially if it might be one of her insecurities. Because then she'll be like questioning herself like, oh, is he giving me a backhanded compliment right now? So for example, if a chick has like a really big forehead, but she's hot still, you can even say like, oh, I love that big ass forehead.
Need this in my life. This is a great line. This line is so...
This is really bad. Need you in my life right now? That's so cringe and needy. That's literally like the opposite of building attraction with a woman is being needy. You should never be in a state or demonstrate that you're in a state of needing her. That's like the biggest turnoff ever. I do like the approach of being direct and, getting your fucking intentions across, so on and so forth. It's better than, just trying to comfort max with the girl, build rapport with a girl, and ending up in the fucking friend zone, right? But doing it through acting needy and desperate, like, oh, I need you so bad. You should be like, damn, you get no hoes if you need me so bad.
Now, if you're in mid-conversation and she just stops replying, wait one day and then hit her up with this line, which is amazing. I'm going to give it to you right now. It's golden. Watch. Damn, I see how it is.
Oh my god, bro. This is so bad. Damn, I see how it is. You sound like a sad little fucking like loser. Damn, I see how it is. This girl's gonna be like, this motherfucker's beta as fuck. A better approach when a girl doesn't respond is creating a play fight. For example, I like to schizo call girls sometimes, right? So I have a girl's number, maybe I'm going out with her. I'll just randomly fucking call her here and there, right? If she doesn't pick up, I will text her right after on some schizo shit and say, OMG Becky, I can't believe you didn't pick up my random phone call on a Thursday night. We are so fucking done. It always gets a response because it triggers emotion, and now it's a little playful fight between you two that creates tension. And you can escalate from there. So I tell this one girl, I'm going to call you in the next 36 hours randomly and we can yap about our future adventures and make some plans. She goes, sorry cutie, I'm at the mall right now. So I actually call her the next day, right? I say, we're so done. She sends a sad emoji. I say, all right, we can kiss and make up now. I forgive you. She goes, yay. Another message here. What a beautiful love story this is turning into. She goes, modern day romance. Wow. Not answering my phone call on a Thursday night after not responding to you for 10 days. We're done. OMG, why did I just see this? Because today's a full moon. You know what that means. I don't even know if it was a fucking full moon, by the way. She goes, we turn into wolves, our true form, and howl at the moon. So, as you guys can see right here, when she didn't pick up my phone call, or when both these girls didn't pick up my phone call, I created this fantasy like we're already, boyfriend and girlfriend, and that we're done now. Emotional experience for the girl. This is fun. This is exciting. It always gets a response out of them. Saying, damn, I see how it is. You sound so sad, so simpy, so fucking pathetic. If the girl responds, the only reason she would is to keep you in her rotation of validation. damn, this motherfucker's a loser simp, but he's good looking. This is probably what happens to K Shammy, but he's good looking. I wouldn't mind getting some daily validation or some weekly validation by this motherfucker. I'll keep him around, sure. Because I see how down bad and desperate he is. I feel good when he fucking chases me. This is really fucking bad.
And then you want to
The text game has been bad so far. The other stuff has actually been pretty accurate.
the crying.
And then again, I didn't expect K Shammy to be a fucking text game expert. But the frustrating thing is this. Why are you giving out text game? Why are you giving out text game if you're not an expert on this shit yourself?
The one with the tear coming off the face. Because 1, it's playful. 2, it shows that you're really interested in her and it didn't work out. And 3, you have the balls to double text her and to be like, hey, it didn't work out. No.
That's actually a good game though. Having the balls to double text her. Blow that bitch's phone up. I don't give a fuck what all these red pill alpha males say. Like, if she doesn't respond, move on. Nah, fuck that, G.
You have to not be afraid of trying.
Oh my god, look at what the girl
She
says
knows
back.
and
This is so bad.
Tear coming off the face. Because
He says, damn, I see how it is. She goes, yes, love a man who doesn't give up. That's basically her saying, yes, love a man who I can just keep on a fucking chain, like a little fucking pet.
okay, the goal is to meet her in person. You don't want to demystify yourself from when she first saw your profile. You want to keep it mysterious enough for her to be like, hey, I want to talk to this guy. I want to find out more about this guy.
That's good advice. That's good advice. Is he demonstrating how to do this? No, but it's good advice. Like, at the end of the day, you can't sit there and tell every single little thing about you to the girl via text. You need to create play, create fun, create teasing, create tension, create mystery, and create scarcity as well, right? It's a big one. She has to think, oh, if I don't see K Shammy in person, I might never hear or see from him ever again. You know what I'm saying? So that's the power of not really like revealing all your cards to the girl, keeping some mystery over text, you know, leaving on high notes. I always talk about this. The second you make a girl fucking laugh a lot in the text messages, the second, you know, things are really playful, tension is very high, cut it off there at your terms. And then take another few days to get back to her again. Make her think, and you should actually be doing this, go talk to other girls, but make her think you're talking to other girls, sleeping with other girls, seeing other girls, and then she's gonna think like, oh shit, I'm not that valuable to this K Shammy motherfucker, but I'm super attracted to him, he has a really good game, I want to learn more about him. I think the only way I can get more of this is through actually seeing him in real life. That's the game you're trying to run on girls, through text game.
I want to see what's really about him. Why did he match with me? Is he really interested in me? You want to give her that validation later, in person, on the call, via text, on her phone, not on the dating app. You already gave her enough to make her interested, to like you, and she wants to hear more. Now you have to ask her for her number. You want to ask for her number, not her Instagram, not her Snapchat, her number, okay?
This is somewhat true. Sometimes a phone number on a dating app actually creates another obstacle though.
These other guys are asking for a Snapchat. You want to get her number, she cannot get away from
Yeah, you never go for a Snapchat.
you if you ask for her number.
You're exactly my type. It's crazy. That's crazy. Your mind. Say less. Let me get your number. I'm barely on here. This is game that would only work for an attractive guy. He said that himself though in the beginning of the video. Like, this is only gonna work if you're, you know, a high tier normie or whatever the fuck. But like, yeah, this is only gonna work if you're actually really good looking. The better option when it comes to exchanging numbers, actually, which I've been testing out a lot recently, and it's been extremely successful. It's in my school guide. Girls are used to guys begging for their number and getting reached out to first. If you can reverse the roles and give the girl your number and make her have to text you first, this is game 101, and the dynamics are perfect. Some guys think this is not even achievable. Like, oh, a girl never texts you first. No. If you run really good game on a girl and then create the fear where she doesn't, you know, text you first, she'll never hear from you again, she will most certainly fucking text you first. Example number 1 of what this looks like. So I was texting this one chick. I said I was gonna cheat on her, and then she said I don't like the idea of being cheated on. So then I said, but since I warned you, if something was to accidentally happen, would it really even count as cheating? Then I said I'm definitely not gaslighting you right now. She goes, oh true, my bad, my mistake. I say, you're fun, Anna. Text me. Sent her my phone number. She goes, hi, Saint Anna. I say, my God-fearing wife, how are you? The best I can be on the Stairmaster, amor. By the way, you guys, if you actually want to learn how to text these chicks, join my fucking school. Link in the description. I have a 30-minute complete guide and masterclass on just text game alone in that shit. But anyways, in that text game guide, a strategy that I showed and a strategy that I frequently use, instead of asking a girl for her number, what you do when her interest is piqued on the dating app, you create that scarcity by telling her, hey, I like you, a little bit of validation, here's my phone number, text me. By doing that, you're going to be able to, one, really pique her interest and pique her attraction, because she's going to be like, damn, this guy is scarce. He's more mysterious now. If I don't text him, I'm not going to hear from him again. Because like I said, you have to do this at the perfect timing when, you know, the conversation is going great, right? And then on top of that, if she goes forward and texts you, you know for sure that she is extremely, extremely high interest, and from there it'll be fucking easy. If a girl goes forward and texts you first, you ran amazing game, 1, and 2, she is really fucking into you.
Now, if you're really good looking and you're on vacation, you don't have time for this, you want to get the most out of this, you can jump straight to the final step, which is just asking her, what days are you usually free? The final
No, man, this is so bad. That's low level game. Like, that's actually like beginner level mistake right there. Is to ask a girl, what days are you usually free? The frame is supposed to be the exact opposite when it comes to date initiation. It's you tell the girl when you are free, hey, Susie, I'm actually free this Saturday and I'm doing X, Y, and Z. You should come tag along. You should join me. Right? Instead of asking her when she is free. Because now you are a follower of her script and her routine, and she's taking the leader and initiative role. Whereas in the right male to female dynamics, it's the exact fucking opposite.
Final thing that you're doing is asking her, what days are you usually free? You don't ask her, what days are you free this week? You don't ask her, when are you free to hang out? You ask her, what days are you usually free? Because when you do that, it makes the question less intimidating. She doesn't have to expect to see you on that day. She doesn't have to give you an answer and stick by it. When you say, what days are you usually free? She's going to tell you, oh, well, I work this day, I'm free this day, whatever. Let's hang out on this day. And she'll tell you yes or no. But she can't say, no, I'm busy, because you already asked her what days are usually free. They usually pick up on this early on, and it makes it a whole lot less confrontational. Like I said, the whole point is to make her feel comfortable. Now, you only go to
Okay, I'm not going to lie. I misunderstood what he was saying there. If this is the closing initiation, before you give her a time and date, on your terms, this could work. I thought he was asking her, what days are you free, in a frame where she's setting up the plans. Now I get the game behind that. That's not terrible. I would still probably do it a little bit different though.
final step, if you're Chad, if you give her that question and she doesn't want to hang out, it's because she's insecure, I promise you. Like, girls literally will not hang out with it.
Okay, this is so bad. I'm still scared of you. Why? Why? I don't get that. Like, this is so bad. How's this guy giving text game advice? I'm still scared of you is not the girl not being interested. It's the girl shit testing you to actually make sure that she'll be safe around you. This is female nature 101. Girls will pull out the I'm scared of you card. How do I know you're not a murderer card? Instead of you asking why, you just remain unfazed. You don't give a fuck. You could reverse the frame and reverse the roles on her. Do a little Uno reverse card action, reverse psychology action, and say, bitch, I'm scared of you. Bitch, how do I know you're not a fucking murderer? The last thing you should do is like, why? Explain to me why you're scared of me. Why am I such a fucking nuisance to you? The frame and the response to a shit test like this should be this. She says, I'm scared of you. You say, damn, you're scared of me? Question mark. A handsome, funny, confident, humble, intelligent, nice guy? Damn, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's how you'd actually pass a shit test like that.
Let me get your number. I'm barely on here. That's the phrase you're going to say.
Dude, this is so beginner level stuff that girls hear millions of times. Let me get your number. I'm barely on here. This is like... A girl's received that message 30 times this week. I swear to God. This is what every single guy's first thought is when they're like, damn, I need to get her to a phone number. How can I do this without being creepy? Oh, I'm going to create the false, constraint here that I'm not actually on Tinder that much. This is going to work so well. Yes. It's like, bro, that's so beginner level, G.
Forward. Let me get your number. I'm barely on here in the same sentence with that comma in the exact same way. Or you can say, can I get your number? I'm barely on here. Let me get your number. I'm barely on here. These are insane because one, it signifies that you don't have time for that app and you're getting her number. That's it. Because she knows now, okay, look, you're not going to talk to her anymore. You're not on here anymore. That's it. Some girls might be like, hey, I'll give you my Instagram instead, my Snapchat, whatever works. The whole point is you're getting off that platform. The whole goal is to leave that platform. You're not staying on there. So get off.
Once again, the whole goal is not to just leave that platform. This is another beginner's mistake. You can set up and get dates going on a fucking dating app.
Now, the whole point of texting is to make her feel comfortable. You're breaking that barrier with texting. You have her personal number, now you can text her. The first thing you're going to text her is, hey, it's, and then you put your name from the app, okay? The reason you do this is because if she's given her number to other guys, or whatever it is, she might not know who it is, and she's just not going to reply. Be like, hey, it's whatever your name is on that dating profile, and she's going to be more likely to reply. The most important thing in your texting her is not to have an ego. Do not have an ego, please.
If you actually really want to farm a reply, it's better to not say who you are. Make her ask who you are again. Because let's say she just, gave you her phone number to end the conversation or whatever the fuck. If you just text her a few days later, hey, For example, this works really good in cold approach. Let's say you met a girl, nightlife, and she was wearing some busted ass Air Force Ones or some shit, right? You could text her something along the lines of, "Hey, this is the girl with the busted Air Force Ones, right?" Question mark. And she'll be like, "Yeah, who is this?" And then you could reintroduce yourself. "This is Ashton from the club. This is Ashton from Tinder." You get the fucking point.
If you're watching this, if you're a chat, if you're low norm, if you're above that, do not have an ego. Fuckboys don't have egos. They literally don't. Fuckboys simp over girls knowing that the girl's going to fold because of their genetics. No fuckboy has an ego. Those movies that you watch, those Netflix shows that you watch, it's not real. Real life, they don't have egos, and that's how they get the most play. They keep getting rejected.
You said Chads can get away with just being a simp. Sure, but how about the guys that aren't fucking Chads? How about, 90% of the population? More than 90%, right? It's like this game doesn't work for those motherfuckers. So you basically just made a video how Chad can get away with doing exactly what's wrong because he's good looking. And you know what the crazy part is? There hasn't been any proof in this video of actual date initiation. We haven't seen one K Shammy infield. We haven't seen very many Chad infields. So like, yeah, they have these, they create these false narratives that Chad can get away with anything when even in reality they still can't. A lot of guys I know a terrible fucking game and don't get pussy at all are extremely good looking guys.
Never reply if there's no need. If you don't know how to pace a conversation and you're really worried on how to go about when you should reply and when you shouldn't, get her Snapchat. On Snapchat, it's 10 times easier. You can just send a blank face to her. You can do whatever on Snapchat.
Oh my god. This is so bad. Telling guys to send a blank face to her on Snapchat like we're in fucking middle school. This is getting bad, man. This started off pretty good. I'm like, okay, she knows what he's fucking talking about. Imagine making a dating advice video and the advice you give is, yeah, since I'm not giving you any game, if you end up getting fucked over, just send her blank faces on Snapchat and have a streak with her and quite literally get put into a rotation of validation. That's why I don't even have a fucking Snapchat. Fuck sending blank faces and having streaks with bitches. That's literally the most pussy thing you could ever do. When you send a blank face to a girl, you're literally saying, hey, I'm incompetent and I don't actually know how to seduce you, so I'm just going to send a blank face with you in hopes that we could just have a weird conversation of us sending blank faces back and forth to each other, because that will kind of give me some validation. Like, that's so pathetic.
You can see when she's airing, you can see when she's typing. Snapchat's gonna make it a whole lot easier for you to go back and forth with her. And if you have a really, really good face card and you just don't know how to communicate, you can use Snapchat to your best ability. Give her a reason to reply. And by the way, it's not over if her replies are low effort. She could just be slow. Some girls are like that. They just don't know how to text too. You can kind of see through it. And
it's not slowness, G. It's you haven't established her yet through, reducing her anxiety, through establishing that you are a fuckboy, essentially. This is a comfort building with a girl. It's going to be talked about in one of my newest videos. All it comes down to is her knowing, okay, this guy here, Tyler, he's been with other women. I feel safe around him now. Because women are group thinkers and they operate in FOMO. I'm going to talk about this a lot in one of my newest videos, right? They only do something and they only feel safe doing something when other women have before them, right? So the second the girl can establish, okay, this guy slays, this guy fucks, he has experience with chicks, she'll think, I'm not missing out anymore. I'm joining in on the trend, actually. This is totally fine with me. This is cool. That's when you're going to get longer responses. That's when she's going to stop shit testing you with fucking one-word LOL responses. But what he did say that was good is that you need to create a scenario where she kind of has to reply, right? This is a big error a lot of guys make in their text game. When you are texting a chick, you always have to ask yourself, especially in the beginning stages, you don't want to be this schizo and you don't want to deep things, extremely hard when the rapport has already been built with the girl and you guys have a good flow with each other. But in the beginning stages, when you're trying to actually get her interest higher, you must ask yourself this question. If I was in the girl's shoes, would it be easy to reply to this? Is there a question involved? Is there any type of emotional engagement involved?
The best way to make her comfortable is with sarcasm. You want to be overly sarcastic.
That's good.
ChatGPT type. For instance, if you're ending the phone call, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to go fuck my pillow. Like, you can just say some stupid shit.
Yeah, that's good. That's it. This is the best game he's given so far. Sarcasm and quirkiness. Once again, if you have a very masculine frame, this is extremely OP because when you can kind of tap into that more soft side, quirky side, gentle side, it really, really is attractive because it shows you're not insecure. The most unattractive thing you can do as a guy, and you guys probably think from these videos I'm this like hyper masculine guy around chicks that's like masculine frame, ugh. But in reality, like, I'm very playful, very sarcastic. I act way different with women than how I do when I'm making a fucking, informative video to help guys out, right? But the point I'm making is this. When you are, masculine and you can be quirky and sarcastic, it shows the girl that this guy is incredibly, incredibly secure within himself. Compared to if you're a guy that is kind of on guard, tense, afraid to be vulnerable even, open, afraid to be goofy, afraid to be the butt of the joke at times, and you're very fragile, they're going to look at your masculine presence, if you have any, and be like, this masculinity is coming out of insecurity. And to a woman, that's not real masculinity. And just in general, this is not real masculinity. But a woman will certainly view that guy with a masculine frame and a masculine look that can't take a joke or is very, very on guard as someone that is toxically masculine and coping and has little dick energy, right?
And she's going to laugh. So make her laugh. The goal is to make her laugh. Every time you're making her laugh, she's enjoying you. So sarcasm
yes,
is your
true.
best friend. Don't ever fake being busy. You're gonna have so many matches that aren't gonna work out. You shouldn't care about it. She'd be like, okay, whatever. Like, just reply to her on the spot, and your life's gonna be a whole lot better. Because when something so minuscule is taking up space in your mind, it's going to affect everything that you do, and it's gonna make you not like dating apps. Just do it like that.
I don't like fake being busy either, G. At first, it's not a bad strategy, but if you've been into game for like years, and if you've been into dating for years and trying to better your dating for years, and you have to still fake being busy, or you still have to fake abundance, like, bro, you're doing something incredibly wrong. Because after a few months of really getting into game and really getting into dating, you being busy and you having abundance shouldn't be something you fake. It should just be a reality. Like, it should take, a few weeks sometimes to get back to a girl, or a few days. A few weeks is extreme. This is how it is for me, if I'm being honest. But anyways, a few days, so on and so forth. It should take long sometimes to talk to a girl again, because you actually are occupied with other chicks, other passions, other hobbies, etc., etc. But yeah, faking that shit, being like, I just got a response back from Becky. I have to wait, according to fucking alphamalescience.com, I have to wait 3.5 hours to respond because she took this amount of time. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. You really just want to embody that you don't give a fuck. Blow that bitch's phone up. Respond right away if you want to. Just do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Going back, calls are going to be way better than texting overall. It's going to help you get way more conversation out of it. You can break some seriousness there, but you have to give her a reason to still like you.
A call is actually just a really good compliance test as well. What you are doing when you're texting a girl originally is seeing her level of receptivity, right? You're kind of working your way into that date. The same way I always talk about the touch barrier, how you kind of, work your way to the bedroom. You don't just say, hey, bitch, let's go to the fucking bedroom right now without even holding her hand. It's the same way you kind of work yourself into that date through compliance tests. Hey, here's my number, text me. Oh, she texted me, compliance test was now passed, and her receptivity is very high. We're on text now. Hey, I'm free right now. Let's hop on a FaceTime. She FaceTimes you. Oh, wow, this girl's really high interest, and she's very compliant. She would probably be down to go on a date.
Where you have casual talk during the daytime. And then at night, if you're a little devil and you're all horny, you talk to her at night about a conversation.
Don't even talk to a girl in the daytime. This is something I really, really figured out this year. Daytime texting a girl is just incredibly unattractive, one. And the mood and the energy is not right. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? You can here and there, but if you're actually spending a lot of your day texting a girl, texting your girlfriend, like, you're doing something really, really wrong. I don't even like hanging out with chicks during the daytime, if I'm being honest with you. I only like seeing and talking and texting girls at nighttime. Their mood is better. The energy is better. If you look at this from a spiritual perspective, the feminine is moon energy. The masculine, a man, is sun energy, right? During your masculine, sun energy, while the sun is out, you should be pursuing your purpose, right? You should be using all of your fucking masculine energy, to actually crush it with things that actually matter. And then at nighttime, you can tap into that feminine energy a little bit and tap into that moon energy. This is some spiritual schizo talk. I know I'm probably losing you guys. Let's get back into this shit.
Aren't so casual. If you're going on a dating app for experience, for practice, all good to you. But if you're really trying to settle down, be cautious. The quality of people that are on dating apps is very much questionable. So that's it.
That's not true. This is not me coping. This is what I used to think, right? I'm like, oh, good girls aren't on dating apps. Good girls aren't in clubs. Dude, the market's fucked, man. is not me trying to be on some negative Nancy bullshit either. Like the whole type of connotation, like, oh, you can find a really high quality girl at the library or at church now. Dude, the girls at church and at the library are on dating apps now and are going to clubs. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys have this really, really fucked up mind where it's like, yeah, I'll find a virgin, a hot virgin that has a great personality. So they're essentially saying, yeah, I'm going to find a unicorn. And the reason this happened is because now guys are such fucking simps that the level of, you know, impressiveness, if that's even a fucking word, a girl needs to be at in order to get attention has decreased substantially. Girls in today's day and age can do a lot more fuck shit and still get away with it and get the same, if not maybe even more attention and validation that they were getting 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So the whole idea like, oh, you're not going to find a good girl on a dating app. Bro, there's no really place that you could say you'll find a good girl anywhere now.
It's been how to fraud.
That's a very red pill take, but it's true.
Online dating is just, it's very easy for Chad, and it's going to be easy for you if you fraud. Good luck. Thank you so much for...
There really wasn't that much frauding advice in this, to be honest. The best way you can demonstrate value to a girl, the best way you can fraud, if you will, is through having really, really good text game. But when we got to the text game, he ended up saying extremely basic, I don't want to hate on the guy, but really, really bad shit. And then he even said himself, this will probably only work for a Chad, and if it doesn't work, just Snapchat the girl pictures of your fucking face. So yeah, this was not the best video. It was actually a lot better than what I thought it would be in ways. But yeah, his text game is nothing special. And that's what really matters at the end of the day, is how to actually demonstrate charisma through texting a girl, which he is not good at. And if you want to get good at that shit, join my fucking Skool, the best dating community on the planet. Link in the description down below. Peace out.